And good afternoon. Welcome. Glad you could make it today. So let's get started. We're going to talk about photos organization. This is part 3 of that series on our Go for Lunch for October the 3rd, 2023. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and we're here to make your technology work for you. So this is National Hummingbird and Butterfly Day, or Butterfly and Hummingbird Day. So we're paying respect to these beautiful creatures. There's 750 species of butterfly, and for hummingbirds there are 325 species, and they are only in the Western Hemisphere. However, only 8 of the species breed in the US. So say hi to a butterfly and a hummingbird today. So I often get a question, how do I clear the storage off my iPhone so I have more room for pictures when I go on a vacation? So the first thing you want to do is cross-check and make sure that the photos on your iPhone are visible in the Photos app on your Mac. So let's talk about that. So if you're using iCloud Photos, that will already be the case, and then you're ready to delete photos off your iPhone. And those photos now you're confident will be retained in iCloud. So we're going to open our settings, go to General, iPhone Storage, and we're going to note how much storage is being used so we have a indicator of how much we've gained by deleting the photos. So here at the top you see it says 183.4 gigabytes is used, and if we look down here at the very bottom it tells me that 1.72 gigabytes are being used just by photos. So now we have an indication of what to expect when we delete. So that's not a whole lot, 1.7 gigabytes of photos. So another place to look at to clear up storage are these apps that are listed right here. So they're listed in the order of how much storage space they're using. So you can see here I have the Nexar app, which is my dash cam in my car, is taking up the majority of the space, 57 gigabytes. And then I noticed right here we have one called Photo 365, which actually the app is not even downloaded as indicated by this little cloud icon, and I haven't used it since January of 2020. So I could probably gain this 1.76 gigabytes by deleting that app, because I know that I have an album in Photos called 365, so I know those images are already in my Photos app. So there's 2 ways to clear out space on your iPhone to make sure you have more photos. And of course, when you're buying a new iPhone, you want to look at this and see how much space. So I have a 256 gigabyte iPhone, and so I have a pretty good amount of space, maybe 25%, 20%, something like that. So I know that if I continue taking photos and videos in the way I have been in the past, I'm probably okay. But if this bar graph went all the way over to the right and you're buying a new iPhone, then you might want to opt for the next storage level, which is 512 gigabytes, so that you'd have room for your photography in the future. So now that we've established that our photos from our iPhone are also on our Mac, we'll go to Open Settings, tap our name on the top, then tap iCloud, and then Photos, and then we're going to toggle off Sync This iPhone. And then when that happens, we'll get 2 choices. We're going to tap Remove from iPhone. So let's show you how that works here on our InspectoCam. So here we have on the left the actual image coming directly from the phone, and on the right we have I should say this is the actual image, so you can see where I'm touching on the phone. So here's settings. We're going to settings. We're going to tap on our name here at the top. We're going to tap on iCloud, and then we're going to tap on photos. And here's the little switch, sync this iPhone. So we're going to turn that off. And when we do, those two choices pop up: remove from iPhone and download photos and videos. So we would click on remove from iPhone, and that would clear all of our photos off the iPhone. Now I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to reset this while we're here. Okay. So now we're going to know that now you can capture new images. You're going to have space available. And of course you would open your settings, go back to the name on top, tap on iCloud, tap on photos, and then you would toggle on the sync this iPhone so you could start saving those new pictures on your vacation. So here is another technique for organizing photos, and that is to set up a smart album to sort photos. So you would do that by going to File, then New Smart Album. You would name it to Sort, and then you would set it up as Select Album and Is Not Any. So that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Well, let's look at that and see what we're talking about here. So here we are in Photos. We're going to go to File, New Smart Album. Then we're going to name this to Sort. And then we're going to select Album right here at the very top. You see that, Album. And then we're going to select Is Not. So that means that I've got 8,065 items that are not in albums. So I have some organization to do. So then I would click OK, and then we would go down here to find the album, which is right here. It's highlighted, and there it is. So these are all the different pictures that I need to sort. Those are my artificial intelligence created pictures. So what you could do here is, so here we have a little gathering. So I could click on this and shift click on the last one. Then I would right click and I would add it to an existing album. So I have one here called Happenings. So I'm just going to add it to that. So you can see it disappears from the To Sort album because now it is in an album. So that's a good trick to organize your photographs. So if you are using a single lens reflex or a mirrorless camera when you're out taking pictures, then my suggestion is, if it doesn't have a GPS, is you take one picture at each location with your iPhone. Then once you have your photos loaded into your Photos app, you go to Images in the menu bar. Then you copy the location of that iPhone image, and then you would select the other images you took with your SLR, and assign that location to those photos. So that way those photos would show up when you search by place. So that takes us to questions. I see that we have some questions here already. And if you would do me a favor and share the GoFor Gazette, which comes to you every Monday morning about 7 o'clock, with one person that you know that uses Apple products, that would help them and help us. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And then if you use Zoom updated yesterday to version 5.16.2. So if you don't get automatic updates on Zoom, go ahead and do that update manually. So let's see, Leslie Ann is here and she has already started deleting. And you are correct that megabytes are less than gigabytes. So Leslie Ann says, I want to say some of the photos. Oh, you want to save some of the photos on your iPhone. Is there a way to select the ones I want to delete without? Okay, so the way to do that is that you create an album in your Photos app and you sync it back to your iPhone. That's the easiest way to do it. So you would create, and you could create the album on your phone. And let's see, if you created the album on your phone, that should go to iCloud. That might be all you'd have to do, is just put those photos in an album or multiple albums, and then they should be in iCloud. And I think you'd still have to sync them back to your phone. And where do I find the sort list on my phone? Yeah, so the sort list is not on your phone. It's only on your, well, I'm not sure what you mean by sort list, but the smart album to sort, you can only do that on the Mac, not on your phone. And Susan says, I assume that the photos on my iPhone are all in my Mac, so I could do this and work on my Mac. Right, exactly. Good point, Susan. So yeah, if you have any more questions, I'm still thinking about this question. But I'm pretty sure that's the way you have to do it, is you have to sync them back. And you would do that. Let's just do some off the cuff. Let's see if we can do this here. We're going to go to the Finder. And we're going to get rid of Keynote here. And we're going to go to the Finder. And we'll just make this bigger. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we have our iPhone plugged in here. We're going to turn on the iPhone and look at it for Face ID. And click on iPhone under Location. So it's syncing up with the iPhone. And then we would go over here on the top to Photos. And it's using iCloud Photos. So you can access every photo and video you take from this device, from any device. To sync photos from the Mac, you have to turn off iCloud Photos. So, so I think my theory is that since if you create an album on your iPhone of the ones you want to keep on your iPhone, that album is created in iCloud Photos, and it should stay there. So I would just try it with, just a couple of photos and see if that works. If not, let me know and we'll figure it out. So Leslie Ann says that she has a couple of hundred photos and she wants to keep about 10 on the iPhone, the rest are on your Mac. Okay, yeah. So that should work. So if like I say, just experiment with a couple and prove that theory, and you shouldn't have to turn off iCloud Drive or iCloud Photos to do that. Okay. Well, if there aren't any more questions, thank you all for coming today. And if you think of anything else you'd like me to cover, you can always email me or call me, and that information is coming up. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you back here next Tuesday at high noon.